to see so many people out here this morning. Many of you have not met Deb Fischer, so let me begin by saying that I am not Deb Fischer. She is, however, standing to my left, and I get the pleasure and the privilege of introducing her. State Senator Deb Fischer was raised in Lincoln, graduated from Southeast High School, right, but loves all the high schools in Lincoln.
Love them all across the state.
And across the state. Senator Fischer went to, attended UNL, graduated from UNL, where she met her husband, Bruce. They married and returned to Valentine, where Bruce and Deb have ranched ever since, have 3 sons, and over the course of time, Senator Fischer served on school boards. She has just completed 8 years of service in the Nebraska unicameral as probably in the top 5 most effective senators ever in the history of the state, just conservatively speaking. At least 2 of the others are seated in the room today. 3 of the others are seated in the room today. And now, 2 weeks ago, who would have ever thought that we would be in this room in this event today? And then the tide started to turn, and I can say to you that I have added this occasion, this event, this occurrence to my list of items that I show people when they ask for proof of the existence of God. This has been an amazing and a remarkable thing, and the voters, the Republican primary voters of this state have made a very wise and sound choice. I believe that the voters across the state in November will make a wise and a sound choice and will elect Deb Fischer as the next U.S. Senator from the state of Nebraska. Deb,
thank you. It is such a pleasure to be here today and to look out and I see all these people who have worked really hard on this campaign. I'm grateful to the voters of Nebraska. They took a chance on a candidate who is not your usual candidate. I'm not your usual politician. They took a chance on a candidate who is both rural and urban. They took a chance on a candidate who grew up in Lincoln but's a rancher from Valentine. And they took a chance on a candidate who was given no chance to win. But hey, look at us now. So thank you very much. But I can tell you one thing. Everybody in this room and the voters in the state of Nebraska and myself are taking no chances. We're going to beat Bob Kerrey in November. You know, here in Nebraska, we have such very special people. All Nebraskans, all across the state. They're hard workers. They have solid character. They have strong values. They believe in public service. That's what this is all about. It's public service, it's being a public servant. That's what our campaign was about. In the primary, that's what it's going to be about in the general election. We ran a positive campaign, we will continue to do so. We put on over 45,000 miles, and that's why I had, during the time, I still had the pleasure to serve with my 3 colleagues that are here today and the rest of my colleagues in the Nebraska legislature for 4.5 months. But we worked hard, and we were able to make this campaign work, and it's going to work in the general election as well. As we travel the state, we hear from citizens all across Nebraska what they're concerned about. And I can tell you the major concern is the spending that goes on in Washington. It's the out-of-control spending. Everything else stems from that. If we can get control of the spending in Washington, we can balance our budget. We can address that over $15 trillion in debt. We can allow small businesses to create jobs, and that's how we're going to turn this economy around. We're going to back government off. We're going to allow those small businesses to create jobs. We're going to reduce regulations. We're going to reform a tax code. We're going to get more certainty back to business people and people in this country so they can make plans, so they can make decisions. We're going to repeal Obamacare. We're going to be looking We need to expand our exports. We need to have free and fair trade. That's important. And we need to reform Washington. All during this campaign, I kept saying, I'm not your career politician, I'm not your usual politician, and I'm not. I think my colleagues can tell you that. But that doesn't mean I'm a pushover either. As Trent Noka's going to, oh no. You know, this is going to be a tough race. It's going to be a really tough race, but it's going to be a good race because I have a good, strong, conservative record to put up against Mr. Kerry. He has a record that he has to run on too. I have a record where I have provided tax relief. In 2007, I voted for the largest tax relief package in the history of this state. We balance our budget every year here in Nebraska. Mr. Kerry votes for tax increases. I'm 100% pro-life. I've been endorsed by Nebraska Right to Life in my legislative races, and I am here in this U.S. Senate race. Mr. Kerry votes for partial birth abortion. Mr. Kerry supports cap and trade. I don't. You know, we can go on and on and on about the contrasts here. So voters are going to have a clear choice, and I believe in the voters of Nebraska. We are strong people, we are conservative people, we believe in common sense values, we believe in common sense solutions, and that's what I'm going to offer, and that's what I'm going to take to Washington. Thank you.